Good evening and welcome to another Sports View hosted by WLST. I am Cheryl Green, all the way from Ohio. I am here with my beautiful co hosts, and they are eagerly awaiting to introduce themselves. So, guess what? We're going to start with Miss T. Hizzle.
Good evening, Cheryl. I am T. Hizzle for today, hailing from the home of Ben's Chili Bowl, Washington, D.C.
For shizzle. Hey everybody, it's Kanisha. And let's see. Well, I am a Maryland resident, but an Army brat from all over, and a Steelers fan, even despite the tie. So win, lose, or draw. We'll talk about it later.
We will.
Hey guys, it's your boy TG. Well, everybody else said where they from. VA, we in the house. We gonna keep it good, and I'm ready to rock and roll.
Word.
Now, what does VA stand for?
Oh my God! Here we go. Here we go.
Virginia, stop playing.
Okay, well, we all know where we're from, so we're going to jump right in. We got a lot of things to talk about, so we're going to focus in on the NFL rundown, blowouts and surprises, overtime. Then we're going to jump right into the NBA rundown. Then we're going to shoot to the left. We're going to talk about the college football rundown, and then we're going to roll back over to the right, women's college basketball, and then we're going to jump right into our very own TG's take. So we're going to talk about football, right? So let's just do a little recap here. So we're going to talk about the Rams 10 versus the 49ers to 31. The Chiefs 41, Ravens 14, Eagles 30, Broncos 13, Vikings 27, Chargers 20, the Panthers 31, Cardinals 10, Buccaneers 19, Washington 29, Falcons 3, Cowboys 43, Ravens 10, Dolphins 22, the Saints 21, the Titans 23, the Bills 45, and the Jets 17, the Lions 16, the Steelers 16, the Jaguars 17, and the Colts are 23. So let's talk about, the blowouts and the surprises, the wins and the loss. I just want to jump right into the Falcons and the Cowboys. What are y'all thoughts on that?
TG's like out of breath. He's like sighing.
Where's TG's mug?
I'm gonna tell you this. I got a Cowboy fan in my house, my girlfriend. So sad. And I got 90% of my family that's Cowboy fans. And hearing their mouth any given week that they lose, I'm glad because they don't be on Facebook. Then when the moment they win, everybody in the world turns to be Cowboy fan. But, I mean, Cowboys, should y'all be surprised? No. I mean, you lost last week to the same amount that you won by this week. I'm just saying it. And we didn't even hear from you guys last week. But now you want to talk because you beat the Falcons. Who are the Falcons? Can somebody tell? I know the NFL team, I think, but...
Well, I thought that was like a bully tactic move that the Cowboys did to the Falcons. They didn't have to, do that to those guys. They could have just, when they saw that they weren't going to put no more scores up on the board, they should have just left it alone. And then I guess Dak Prescott thinking now he's going to be the reigning MVP and he's all that now. Because I think I seen him in like a green suit this time. But last week he was in a orange sweatsuit. I don't get it.
Yeah, you know how the one thing the four of us all agree on is we don't care about the Cowboys. So
we do not.
Yeah, it's like next game. What else you got?
Okay, so what about the Dolphins on top of them Ravens? Who knew?
Dang sure that the Dolphins didn't even know. Okay, but they showed up, and I guess they had the crowd on their side. So yeah, pull one out. I guess Lamar couldn't pull out any of his his cape or his magician's hat and make anything happen in Miami. So good for the Dolphins.
I guess Cheryl 1-2. Baltimore couldn't get no grip on the field. Since college football play on that field, you see the middle of the field all the way through was mud cake. I mean, nobody could go out there, not even taking that Le'Veon Bell played so horrible in the game, they released him this week. I mean, it's just horrible. And I mean, nobody knew that. I mean, whoever did, I wish I knew them beforehand so I can go bet on FanDuel and might have made some money. I will tell you this. I will shout out, my grandparents watched this. My grandmother told me last Thursday that Dolphins were going to win. She predicted that, and I told Grandma put her money back in her pocket. That's not going to happen.
Right.
And it ended up coming out.
How old is Grandma?
Grandma is in her 60s, mid-60s.
Oh, okay. Okay. We should put some money on that then.
Exactly. Let us know what she says for this coming week, okay?
Oh, so now y'all know we got to talk about this right here. I would be remiss, and I know y'all would not forget me. I see Kanisha blanked off because she thought I was going to go into that 16-16 split, but I'll wait till she come back before we talk about
that. That is not why.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. But what about, Cam Newton?
Listen, it was good. It was, I mean, I can't be mad. It's like, which shot did he get? Which vaccine shot did he get? It's got like superpowers in it.
Well, the word on the street is, let me drink my tea.
There is no word on the street.
There's no word on the street. Man wants to keep his job, so he's gonna we're not gonna make the same mistake twice.
I can't even go that far to say that. He got set up in a good way to go score. He had 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Next week it's gonna be a different ball game. I'm not hoping nothing bad on him, but I think they set that up because the Panthers signed 3 of his replacements just to get him back around the revolving door, and they're still paying those guys. Sadly, I think ownership just know they messed up, and they wish they would have kept him. And I think that was a proven point to the Patriots that you gave up somebody, but is he valuable? I mean, he's a good quarterback. I mean, he's better than most of these guys probably in the league right now. Maybe Taylor Heinicke and the rest of them. But I mean, in the same part, I think I want to see him play a full game. Getting 2 touchdowns and 2 touches, I'm kind of like, yeah, you're back, but you score from the 5-yard line. Kudos, but I'm just saying.
Well,
not that hard.
Back.
Yeah, I mean, TG. I mean, yeah, he gave us all the hype. He performed for the cameras when he, scored his touchdown, gave us the I'm back. But I mean, there is something to be said for the Panthers whooping up on the Cardinals. I mean, come on.
It's the Cardinals without Kyler Murray, without this DeAndre Hopkins, without a defense in J.J. Watt. They had Colt McCoy that got banged up, and he's not going to be playing on Sunday, so they're going to be up to a 3rd-string QB going into that game. I hope he do score. I hope they did blow him out. They should have.
I mean, the Cardinals didn't have Murray last week and handled the 49ers handily. So I'm just giving Cam a little bit of props. You're right. We'll see how it goes next week, but it was good football. It made for good TV. I'll say that.
It did, but Cam got something to prove because they went ahead on and let him leave out of I don't even remember what the name of that team was, but well, we're gonna keep on going. We're gonna bypass that because I don't want to bring up something that's gonna hurt my heart. But however, here's what I'm thinking. Right, there is a lot of injuries in the NFL right now.
You got whooped. Let's get to
it. Wait a minute, Tracy. Wait a minute.
Is that like you got served?
She's so long again. She's already given the excuses before the topic. But go ahead. I digress.
Okay, because we ain't even got there yet. Wait a minute.
She's counting now. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Man. Whew. Okay. Let's go back. Those injuries. There's a lot of injuries in the NFL. Y'all agree, right? On the offense and the defense. So, like when they get hurt and they're 1st string, and when they bring in those 2nd strings, they ain't as good as those 1st strings. And so this is why we got a lot of inconsistency going on right now in the NFL. And I have a little bit of problem with that. And I see you over there smirking, Kanisha. I have a little bit of problem. What is that you're reading, TG?
Oh, I'm trying to find out what's going on for this weekend. Weekend planning, because that's what the Cleveland Browns need. After that horrible loss. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm reading the newspaper, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting it. Do not disturb me.
Okay, so
45-7, Cheryl. 45-7.
Wait. Okay, so let me go and get y'all the rundown on that. See, I was gonna like hold that to the end because I didn't think y'all was gonna bring that up. But however, since y'all brought that up, so this is what had happened, right?
Okay.
When we was we was practicing in Cleveland, right? Because that's where we practice at in Cleveland at the
on
stadium.
Sunday. Were you practicing on Sunday, or you talking about before Sunday?
No, we
found out the turkey's on sale.
I know. Hold on to that turkey because y'all gonna eat it in Green Bay. But however, I see Kanisha blanked out again because she know I'm telling the truth and she don't want to have to stand by my side and tell the truth. So anyway, we had been practicing all week and it was warm. It was warm in Cleveland. We got that real nice weather. And then we went down to New England. Well, we caught a cold. It was freezing down there. So we weren't really ready for the weather. And we had already talked to Bill Belichick and we was like, hey, Bill, we know you got little issues with Cleveland because, you used to be the coach back in Cleveland back in 95. And he got mad because Art Modell had fired him and then sent our team up to Baltimore. And so that's the year like in 95, 96, 2000 when they won the Super Bowl off the Cleveland Browns back. So we know he had a little issue with that. So he already had our plays from back then. So he knew what we was going to do. And so what we did, we just said, hey, Bill, check this out. We're going to let you get this W and we'll get it on the back end. So that's what really happened. So now let's move on to this overtime.
It was like awkward silence. Go ahead, Cheryl.
You back, Kanisha? She got my back. I know you do. That's my girl. She got my back. But what you said?
You're on mute. You're on mute, Kanisha.
What you said, Kanisha?
Keep hope alive.
Well, let's talk about this overtime.
Okay.
Overtime.
The floor is yours.
Yeah. In general, I felt like Sunday was full of bad football. Like, across the board, just all the games. I was like, what is going on? Mercury is out of retrograde. Right. What's happening? But with this overtime situation, we were having, again, more injuries than I would like to see. The Steelers are limping along and, just trying to figure out what we were going to do with like Mason Rudolph. In there doing a little backup and there's lots of debates about did he do what he was expected to do, should he have done more, could he have done more, but that overtime was just bizarre to me.
Because there was a lot of grease on the ball.
A lot.
Hey,
I
got one good thing after the whole thing y'all two said about y'all's team. I found Tylenol. Well, what is this? Advil, save $2 off for your heartbreak. That's what I found. I mean, Detroit, is that horrible? They will not go 0-17. Kudos to them. But the Steelers
is that the bright side?
Just the bright. Oh yeah. And the other side is Claritin. Save $10 because that's high too. But on the flip side, the Steelers just, I don't know. I mean, it was like 5 turnovers in the last 30 seconds. I'm like, wait, which way do you go? And then you kick a field goal and you shank that to the side. I'm like, wait, hold on. Just cancel the game. Don't even end the game. Cancel it right now.
Where was y'all's quarterback? What was Ben?
With Aaron Rodgers on the COVID list.
Yeah, we had a couple on the COVID list. He was over there. He was looking really intense, very upset, it was bad.
So then I would probably say the best game that was played on Sunday was more than likely Washington and Tampa Bay. Ooh, Tracy, what you got to say about that? Mm-hmm.
Well, Chase Young got hurt, so that was that kind of stinks. But here's the thing: is everybody like excited about a Washington win, or are they really just excited that Tom Brady lost? It's okay. No one has to answer. Okay, that's rhetorical. So it was a home game, so I think it made everybody feel good. Like, all 10 people that were there were high-fiving. All 10 in attendance, and it was cool. It was some good football, but consistency would be nice, but you just take the W's at this point when you can get them. So we'll take it.
I'm not going to even say that. I feel bad that Chase Young is out to the ACL injury. That's a huge blow to that defense.
Exactly.
I mean, even regardless, they wouldn't make the playoffs, but I'm just saying it's a huge loss to them. And I hope Chase Young, because back in the day, a lot of these injuries like this, ACL, some players never came back and played again to an extent. Nowadays, the ACL tears, players take either surgery or vice versa, go get treatment, and they're back up. I hope he does get back up and keep going. Far as Tampa Bay, that was another team struck by injuries. They had Brown out, they had Gronk out. They had like 8 guys out, and all of them were primary. They're offensive weapons. And Brady didn't have a soul to throw to out there, but some no-namers, and you see how that is. But I don't even give him a pass throw. In that case, I won't give him a pass because he said in New England, I won a bunch of Super Bowls by myself because I didn't have nobody to throw the ball to. But when you get in Tampa Bay, you had nobody, and you didn't even get a touchdown almost.
Yeah, but as I recall, those same 8 players were out when they beat Green Bay.
Well, look at this. At this extent of that, them 8 players were out. Brown was still in there. Gronk was in there, and he just came back off of injury. So he has some key weapons to throw to. It's just the fact that he had all of them weapons out. And that makes a huge difference in offense.
Okay, so do you think that, speaking of Green Bay, yo dude, what's his name?
Aaron Rodgers.
Should he have
in my block of cheese? Thank you for bringing out Green Bay in that 17-0.
Here, dip it in the tea. Dip it in the tea, baby. Dip it in the tea.
Look, we had to do it. Hey, I'm surprised. Speaking of Green Bay, I didn't think that game would go as nowhere as it went to 17-0. Yeah. I thought Russell would come out there and it'd be an offensive shootout across the field. But Russell looked, injured, banged up. I mean, even though he had that little hand injury, which is not little because he had surgery, I didn't think Green Bay would do that much. But, hey, somehow Green Bay caused 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, and Rodgers scored. No, he even scored. He threw an interception too. So it was just a defensive matchup and happened at a run game. And we lost Aaron Jones to injury. So now we got A.J. Dillon up to par for the secondary running back. But
so do you
Green Bay, I had to do it.
Do you think that Aaron Rodgers only came back because Russell Wilson came out, suited up? That was the only reason he came out to play?
I would say that. I would say it was a league thing. I wouldn't even say, like we mentioned off conversation, is I think if it was anybody else, they would have let Rodgers set back. I think they pushed the issue and said, hey, you're not. They test them. I can't even tell you if they tested them or not. I mean, at the end of the day, I think they did it because, like you said, Russell came back. Why not bring both QBs back and hope for a 45-point game on both sides? That's what they were hoping.
So they skipped over the ethics and the morals part, and they went for ratings. No, I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
He totally should have sat out. He was out last week because of COVID protocols. But where's the punishment fit in the crime? But no, it's TV. It's Wilson's back. No, Russell's gonna cook. We gotta have Rodgers. It stinks. If it was Cam, he would have been sitting down. But Cam was busy in Charlotte. We're there.
Yes, he was. Well, being set out.
Yeah. Yeah, he needed more time. When you especially when you test positive, your quarantine has to be a little bit longer. I don't think he met that criteria.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I be seeing him doing podcasts and stuff like that, Aaron Rodgers. So when I looked across the league, I broke it down to 3 different tiers of football teams. So I went super premium, the Titans, the Cardinals, and I guess Green Bay. And that's only because their records is 8-2. And then when I looked at the premium standings, I looked at the Cowboys and the Rams, only because their records is 7-3. And then I went for the Gold Stars. That's everybody else that with a record of 6-4 and below. So, but when I look at those teams now, although we got different categories of teams, but those top tier teams, that don't mean that they're going to make it to the playoff standings. But what it does says that those teams that's 6-4 and below, is that those teams are now starting to gel and find their way and getting those injuries, looking at the individuals who has these injuries and who's they're going to replace them with. So I think those are the teams that, we need to be watching out for. The top tier teams, they're going to get on up there. But, them ones that's coming up, them the ones that's going to, them going to be our playoff contenders.
We shall see.
Yep.
Okay, so let's switch over to the NBA rundown. So I looked at the top 5 teams in the East and the West. So I looked at Washington Bullets, they're 10-3. Chicago Bulls, this is the East, 10-4. Brooklyn Nets 10-5. Miami Heat 9-5, and the Cleveland Cavaliers 9-6. And then over in the West, you got
this list.
See, I knew you was gonna fact check me, Kanisha. I made sure. I ensure.
I got you, Khadijah. I got you.
I just
thank you,
because I knew you was gonna fact check me, so I knew I couldn't play today. And so then you got Golden State 12-2, Phoenix is 10-3, Dallas is 9-4, Denver is 9-5, and Utah Jazz is 9-5. So is this like? What do y'all think about those teams? Because the only thing I see is the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I don't know. And I know Tracy looking at the Bullets, in the top of, at the East throne.
The Wizards.
I was going to say, keep calling the Bullets. We might actually win something. Let's go.
Is that them? That's their name, the Bullets?
The Wizards. Yeah. They changed their name years ago.
Oh, come on, teacher. You told me they was the daggone Bullets.
Wait, what? No. I'm just over here making sure you got the lineup right and making sure you didn't put the Cavs up any higher than what they are.
No, she's right.
I will say the Bulls look impressively very, very well for their young squad that they have. Not taking anything from the Wizards, but I'm just saying on that end, Brooklyn to be up that high with Kyrie, without Kyrie, that's kind of shocking. But it's still early. It's a lot of basketball to be played. Golden State, boy, oh boy, the league's in trouble. If Klay Thompson come back, we should all cancel the season and go home because they looking lights out now. But imagine if that bad boy returns. And the Suns, well, they just got to get their ownership prepared for collapse very soon. So they got a little bit more worrying to do than on the court. They need to worry about off the court.
Tracy, you was going to say something about them Bullets. I mean, the Wizards.
Listen, over here, we're just excited to even be in the top anything. But yes, the Zards are playing very well. They're looking good. So, they've already started the post game concerts back up. We're partying, okay? We need something here, especially with not that we're not a sports town, but definitely a big football town. So we already know what's going on in the field. So we're excited about what's happening on the court. That's all I got for that.
Well, Kanisha, what's going on with them Lakers, baby?
That is the $1 million question. I don't know. That's another situation where I think, looking at ages of players and getting a team to gel when there's been a lot of changes and moving around. So we'll just have to see. But I mean, I would never count them out.
So we know LeBron James is not playing right now. And that's why I could laugh a little bit, but I won't laugh when he comes back. So do you think that when he comes back that, they're going to up their standings versus being down there in number 7 or number 8?
Yeah, I think he's definitely, he's one that can push and motivate his peers. And it's a matter of when, though, because I think sometimes they'll try to hang on to him and preserve him for later on in the season. And I mean, there's a lot of basketball to be played. I think that, it's a long season. So right now, I think it's too early to tell. We just got started.
So Marquez, do you think that Steph Curry gonna be able to keep that shooting arm going, popping off them threes? Oh, he done.
Marquez, we hear you, Marquez. Hit it.
Okay, so we'll just continue on.
He'll come back.
Right.
Yeah.
He's calculating. He's trying to figure it out.
So do y'all think Steph Curry is sending a message, to the league that, you know what, we ain't gonna go and stack our team with veteran players. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go out and get some young, fresh talent. And with the veteran players that we got, we're gonna teach them, and then we're gonna show the rest of the league that this is how you're supposed to stack a team, in other words.
Yep, build from there.
Yeah, and I think he's also shown. Remember, we talked last week about the new ball. Doesn't seem to be a problem in the Golden State, well, at least on that particular team. So Curry shots are not missing. So try again, guys.
Yeah.
Marquez, what you think?
Well, we ain't got no issues down there in Cleveland either. We handling that rock. Bam.
The Rock of Gibraltar.
No, ma'am.
Right.
Marquez, did you hear the conversation, or were you eating some Doritos?
See, I was going out to get I was trying to make sure that the government won't after me for the emails they got a hold to the Washington football team's allegations. And I'm still trying to make sure. That's why they're trying to take out my connection and all the other stuff. Hey, I would say this about my team. Because everybody else want to run the room. My Clippers, they're looking a little horrible. And Paul George is not doing anything. So, Clippers, y'all need to go back into the training room and try to stretch out a little bit and figure this thing out, or draw up something. I don't know what's going on, but something got to give.
Okay. All right. So we'll see. But hopefully, these teams, they're looking at what LA has done and not repeat the same mistake, and, go after these young players who got a lot of energy and just giving them the opportunity to play with superstars versus bringing all them old heads together to play together, because that's a lot of being gay and ain't really doing anything. I mean, when you look at what Golden State just did to the Brooklyn Nets, and I'm sure, they already handled LA, but that was without LeBron. They ain't gonna be able to do nothing with them Cavs. So, I just say, get them young folks the opportunity to play with a superstar.
That's cool.
And then we're gonna roll over to college football. So here's my take on this, and then y'all can just jump in if you want anytime. HBCUs, traditional D1s, their rankings, those guys in those HBCUs have really great records. If their records is not the same as those traditional D1s, but here you got now Deion Sanders' son, who threw the game-winning touchdown in the SWAC East. So Deion Sanders' name is behind that. So do y'all think that that's going to bring a little bit more recruiting to the HBCUs and for their talent to not go unnoticed?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I think it brings enough attention to him and his university because his name's there, but it won't bring enough heat to HBCU community, because until we get out there on the branch and kind of figure out, hey, do we need to go hire coaches with that name? We got to start bringing notable names to these HBCUs and not just one. I mean, you need to call the boys and say, hey, can y'all go and apply at least? Or, not even be a head coach. I'm not saying go do that. You can go be an assistant. That brings the name and the flow. And that makes kids go, all right, I'm going from a notable high school. I'm a notable player in high school. And you go, oh, man, so-and-so's the defensive coordinator. I play offense, but he's there. Let me go see what he got. And that brings more attention. But just because he's doing it, it brings some heat saying HBCU's doing big things under him. But that's just only to his school, him, and his son.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
So do you think that the NFL is they're gonna stop looking past the HBCUs and start, putting them on the same playing field as those, like say Cleveland State, for example?
Cleveland State, that's out the door.
Okay, I meant to say the Ohio State. My apologies.
No. Okay.
We'll never be on the same. Unfortunately, it's just like everything else in politics. Politics has something to do with it, and they always had their nose in it. And one thing about that, we'll be separate but equal for a long time in our life. It's a sad term to say, but when we say we're going to be on the same playing field, we may be actually playing them on the field the same way, but I guarantee the logic, the way it goes around. It's always going to be some kind of crazy way they get around it. And
Right.
I don't know if it's a system they use. If we play on the same field, it's always going to be the same old narrative, just a different day, sadly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were just talking about, women's college basketball. We all know a university, the Gamecocks, they're number one, and UConn is number two. And we know that UConn is trying to come after that number one seed for whatever the reason is. But I looked at one of the prospects that they just picked up, and her name is Anaya Patterson. She's from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and she's all over social media in the forms of, dunking. And I don't mean just like a one-hand dunk. She like hanging on the rim. Yeah, she getting it in.
Mm-hmm.
So, USC, they might have a run for the money this year. Yeah, they're going to make her earn all them millions of dollars she getting paid.
Yeah, she's going to put on quite a show. Yeah.
I mean, Pat Summitt, wasn't, number one, all the time. And now, Gino's had that reign, in UConn for, that's all you used to hear about. And so, I'm looking forward to, Dawn, Coach Staley, doing them thing. And it's not even about the paycheck. It's like, is she going to do something any different than she was doing just because they paid her more money? No, you want to win. But now you get this expectation, well, we're paying you more money, so now you need to win by more. Like, I'm going to be biased, obviously, because it's like Black woman coach, at a major program. So I'm rooting for her to, kill it all. Everybody, they've got the number one ranking for a reason. And so, every time you got the number one, you're going to have a target on your back. So, I hope they just keep showing up. I also like the attention for that women's basketball is getting for it. So, the more that they're talking about it, showing like, I swear I've seen a lot more women's games, be more exciting than some of the men's games. So, I just look forward to, seeing them play and, definitely probably, proving some naysayers, wrong. So.
Yes, me too. Me too. So, TG, I don't know what you're doing, but however, it is that time for our very own TG's Take.
Hey guys, another week, another dollar. That's how I say sometimes. And then sometimes, hey guys, this is your boy TG, and it's TG's Take. And one thing I want to bring attention to today, two different topics, is Bowie State and the CIAA championship. Clinching their, I believe, their third straight title. Back to back to back.
Yeah.
None of my college days for right now. I didn't see Virginia State go back because we lost to them a few weeks ago. 17-7. A pretty vicious score for college football, if you look at that. Fayetteville State joins the club of 4 straight loss. And let's see, so you make it just there. You make it all the way, and then you just, hey, I don't want to play no more. Talking about Bowie, giving them a little bit of a showgun here. They joined the club with Union to win like a consecutive games, 3 being the contest. Just looking at the game through when I watched it, it was Fayetteville just couldn't get nothing. I mean, it was just like, what are you doing? Like, go home. That's how I kind of looked at it. You score it once and you just say, forget about it. But that's it for HBCU wise. Now, next week, I'll bring on some conversations and a possible hotline for CIAA and talk about them. But you know how I said give back, another way of this. It's actually talking about giving back. If you haven't got your turkey yet, one way to get one, if you don't know, or if your family need one, or you know somebody that need one, if they have a phone capability of an Apple, you can go, I think it's called, I think it's Ibotta, some kind of app like that. It's been shooting all around TV. I don't know how to pronounce it, but they give so much back. Just went and tried it last night. I got a turkey that's probably the size, well, probably about this big in my fridge. I'm going to cook it tomorrow and give it back to the community with some sides. So with that being said, a turkey, $15, you go out there and purchase it, you scan your receipt, they give it back to you. Money straight back to your bank account. They give you enough, like cornbread. They give you a 2-liter soda. They give you stuffing, family size instant potatoes. All that comes back. So about $25 worth of spending. and you get it back in your bank account. So there's a free turkey you can feed somebody else with if you don't feed your family. That's all I really got for TG's take. I know we'll talk more about that, but just giving back another moment. If you can't use it, somebody else can, and that's it. And that's TG's take.
Okay, so TG, you said Ibotta. Can you spell that word since you didn't know how to pronounce it?
Ibotta. I think I said it wrong, but hey, if I did, I don't know how to pronounce that. So
no, you said it. You said it right. I've heard it.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
And then there's another thing when you said, what college was that went 3 championships straight? What college was that?
It was Union that went 3. Well, Union was in the history books for 3 or more than 3, and then Bowie State went ahead and ended up getting their 3rd one this past a couple days ago, actually.
Oh, okay, yeah, because my junior high school, we went 5 years straight playing basketball, and it was our school was called Audubon Junior High. So big ups to Audubon Junior High. It's all black school. Yeah. HBCU Junior High School.
You had me a little lost.
Junior high.
So, but as TG said, we want to say happy Thanksgiving to all of those, everybody out there, and give back in the form of, however you give back. So now we are out of time, and we want to thank all of our viewers for joining us on another Sports View. And ladies and gent, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Bye-bye.